Grandpa Max is alive! The first season of Ben 10 Alien Force has this sad undertone after Max sacrifices himself to set the Highbreed back. Max was a fan favorite from Classic, and we were all devastated to see him go out like that. It did leave the Highbreed invasion all to the young heroes, giving us a whole new level of stakes. Then we get the episode Voided. Ben is called into the Null Void to help fight Dr. Animo of all people, who is now going by Devoid. And he is devoid of body fat, by God. Look at this man. He's eating his protein. Anyway, Animo isn't the only person Ben knows in the Null Void. He meets up with Manny and Helen, and of course, Grandpa Max. They all work together to defeat Animo. Then Max and the Plumber's helpers decide to stay behind and clean things up in the Null Void, as Ben goes back to deal with the invasion. I think it was smart to bring Grandpa Max back. Everyone loves him and he adds a lot to the show. Ben doesn't really need him as a mentor anymore, but he's a well-respected elder and a great ally. And a mentor, let's be honest. Anyway, this is a great episode. Even if it is a little forced that Dr. Animo is the villain, I can set all that aside because the execution is pretty good. Max Street's back.
All right.
How you feel about Voided, Steve?
I like that Max Street's back.
Thank you. Very funny.
Yeah. I love that it didn't have a single slow moment. It was it was going from beginning to end.
I criticize Ben 10 heavily about, do more than one two-parter. Like, if you're going to have a packed episode like this, do a two-parter.
Yeah.
But I think it handles its time efficiently. It was good.
Yeah.
And I think maybe Devoid didn't quite feel like a threat like they wanted him to because it's Dr. Animo.
I would have liked a little more backstory on how he got in the Null Void to begin.
Yeah.
And then the courts made him strong, but not any other human made him strong.
Maybe he just had some implements or some kind of like augmented, because he augments.
And usually
he
he's
augments
using
himself.
like tools and stuff to control the animals.
Yeah. I mean, we can get into that a little bit later in the episode, but there's plot. There's narrative
problems with it, but at the same time, it's a fun watch. It's a good watch. The stakes feel kind of high.
Very memorable.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think this is it's a good episode. I would say it is worth Max dying in the first season for him to come back here.
Yeah.
I feel like this should have been more important. I mean, it is a big episode, but it's not like last episode of the season big.
No,
or anything
not
like
at
that.
all. No.
Anyway, thank you for watching. We are the Binge Warmers. We're going through every single episode of Ben 10 Alien Force. My name is Hopper, the chart topper.
My name is Steven. Like even.
Last week we talked about the episode Grounded. Lax786 says, something I like about this episode is that even though Ben's parents are at disagreement with him, they still love him, they're supportive. It's a breath of fresh air seeing supportive parents in media. I love little scenes where they are talking about how good of a kid Ben is. It's my favorite scene. I agree. I like that. Especially in superhero media, there's like either your parents are dead or your parents are abusive. There's like
or your parents don't want you to be a superhero.
Yeah. So there's a bunch of different routes they could have went, and I am glad they did.
Yeah.
Like supportive, fun parents, kind of parents.
I mean, it was only a matter of time. We saw them. They were hippy dippy.
Hippy dippy. I mean, anyway. So that's a good comment. Thank you for that comment. We're going to get into our reaction of the episode Voided. Crusty.
It's just the sock. It's what the sock represents. It's in his closet.
Look, a dollhouse. It's not a dollhouse.
Sumo slammers.
Why is his hands on his head like that?
He was freaking out.
Holograms? It's never like I come over and you're just playing.
How is she doing holograms, dude?
She's like R2-D2 now.
It's important.
Please, Ben. You're my only hope.
Not like we didn't warn them.
You didn't.
Not like I
warn
didn't
him.
steal other stuff when we put them in there.
You're not going in there. I've been there.
They've all been in there.
Doorway into the null void. This cable's the only thing connecting you to.
She doesn't?
I've got better ways to spend my time than going to your funeral.
That's kind of a tough line.
No one explains that she can. She is such a Deus Ex Machina
It's
in this
whatever
show.
you need. Why don't they ever use jetpacks? Ever.
Shoots into a rock.
Ow! Gwen would have been the pick because she can come and go as she pleases.
But Kevin said, "No."
Spider-Man 3.
Yeah. He goes, ow.
Ouch. That's Paul Eiding.
He's way too high energy. Bring it down, bud.
I like his design.
I'm like, hey, you're stressing me out.
Hey,
I'm
bud,
leaving.
shut the hell up.
His design's so boring. What do you mean?
No, I like it. It's like simple.
It's too simple.
When can they do lasers? Did Anima do that?
Would.
Come on. We don't have much. Ben?
What are you doing here?
What is he riding? Oh,
Pause.
oh my gosh. It's just Dr. Animo. Relax.
I love Devoid, dude. I saw some Devoid hate on Twitter the other day.
People don't like Devoid.
I wanted to be like,
We like to stick
angry text. I'm loving the action in this episode, though.
It's good. She did run into his hand. I don't know what she was supposed to do.
Run anywhere else. Who's this voice?
Dwight Schultz. He's Mung Dahl from Chowder. Brainstorm?
Knock, knock. Then you say, who dares?
That's pretty funny.
Believe it. Now let's go.
Believe it! I'm gonna be Hokage.
They're just like classic aliens, like classic alien greys.
Wonder what they taste like.
We've got to help him.
The
flying
Guardians?
ones? The flying ones?
Calamari.
The Galvin created this pocket dimension so they could banish
The Galvin created it?
universe itself.
That's crazy. Did they just find it, or
The
they
null
made?
void is literally Australia. The Galvin said, should we put a valuable mineral in here with them?
Tangled with divorce.
Yeah, sure.
Sure. When did Animo come in the null void?
I don't know.
How did Pierce get? Oh, they
Maybe.
Remember Pierce got
did. They
put in
think
there?
they killed Pierce on accident.
Yeah, because they thought it was an errata cannon.
I like Pierce. Do you like Pierce?
Yeah. He's got a little bow staff.
Kind of like pull it out of his elbow. I would not touch that.
Like, it's probably got skin on it. He's touching his skin.
You know that Family Feud bit where he's like, "Name something that comes after pork," and he goes, "Yupine."
Name something that follows the word pork.
You pine.
That was my video game hand.
Why doesn't he want to use the Omnitrix?
I don't know.
Came from.
Did they say?
But he wouldn't have lasted long after.
Oh, Manny, you know Ben Tennyson, dude. He's not going to betray you. I got 4 itchy trigger fingers.
Well, 3 in a bio one.
I got
Or
3
a
itchy
mechanical
trigger
one.
fingers and a biological, a mechanical. It almost looks like it's solid, like he couldn't pull a trigger.
Grandpa!
Would you try centipede gumbo?
That's my uncle.
That's my uncle. I would try it.
Well, we tried everything else.
I kind of let him win.
That's smart thinking. I would have kicked that kid's ass.
Oh, I would. Yeah, my pride would have been way too high.
He was being a dick too. I would have
Yeah, yeah.
Nope.
I would have turned into Wrath.
Before he even has access.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, is that a havoc beast?
He goes, oh.
He's a big one. A big boy.
How's a drill doing that?
It's sci-fi.
It's an actual drill.
You know.
Let's go. What the?
Oh.
She goes, I'm fast. I'm very fast.
Man, I wish we got accelerating this. What the hell? He's breathing fire?
I'm with it. He's also breathing fire.
Oh, yeah.
Chromastone's so sick, dude.
I feel like every time he uses his powers, it looks different, too.
Yeah.
I don't know how strong Devoid really is.
Damn.
I think he's getting, like Paul Atreides with the spice. I always just go straight to Big Chill. Like, what are they going to do if they can't touch you?
Yeah.
You can freeze them from the inside. Yeah, get his ass. Washed. Horrible alien. Washed.
Yeah. How did they explain how he's so strong though?
I think it's from the yellow ore or whatever.
But why does it make him powerful, not anyone else?
It powers him. That's why he's so much stronger here in his fortress.
And there you go. This is just aura farming, I think.
I'm
He
with
could have
it.
turned into Big Chill and just like froze it from where he was.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
What?
Dr. Aloysius Animal.
Damn! Get his ass, dude.
He's like, what about my muscles? I still have muscles.
Still a dweeb, Animo.
Get those guardians working like they're supposed to. Make sure everyone's safe.
Then I'll
How about you get the Galvins to go do it?
time to come home, Ben.
Get your dumb ass in here, Ben. I wanted to address some criticisms you had early in the episode here. Animo he learned the power to just telepathically control animals from Clancy in Classic. The big bug guy.
How do we know that?
It was I think it was a pop-up. If not, I'm wrong and I'm speculating, but I think he essentially,
You know how much I hate speculation with this show.
just in general, apparently. Don't like any if it's not spelled out for me, I don't want to hear it.
No, it's because people take the speculation and use it as fact. That's what I
Yeah.
hate about speculation.
But that's a big part of the show anyway. Just
Ugh.
a lot of people speculate on how the specific sci-fi works. I think Ben 10 suffers a lot from that just because it does explain so much. So when it doesn't explain something, we oftentimes come to our own conclusions.
And I'm okay with that, but don't be going online saying, no, that is it. Obviously, you can tell from this, this, and this. No, you can't. If it's not spelled out for you, it's a speculation.
Yeah, no, I agree. Anyway, so that's at least headcanon. I think that's real, though. I think that's pop-up was like Animo learned telepathic control. And also Clancy's just not around anymore.
Maybe
I think
he ate Clancy.
No, I
and
think
gained his ability to take control
he
of.
vored Clancy.
Yeah.
I think more likely he dissected his brain, took
Damn,
apart.
that's even worse. I'd rather him eat him.
Because Clancy's not talking the next time we see him. He's
Yeah.
just like a big bug. He's just bugging around. So
The
I think
real
Animo,
answer is they didn't want to pay the voice actors to come back.
I mean, yes. But that has implications in the story as far as like Animo's a sick doctor who likes to mess with animals.
Yeah.
He probably upgraded this man into a big bug and like took the part of his brain that like lets him.
Yeah.
Well, no, he was still controlling bugs. I don't know. Maybe he just replicated it or something. We know he augments himself. He puts his brain in a jar and all that. So
Yeah.
he does a lot. You know,
Yeah.
Animo does a lot. Devoid, though, I think. So we have access to Dwayne McDuffie's scripts, like his pre-scripts and stuff like that, from on his website. We talked about this a lot in the first episode of this series. We're rewatching all the Ben 10 Alien Force episodes. The script originally did not refer to Devoid as Animo.
Oh, he was just a completely different person.
Different character. So I think somewhere down the line, it may have been studio noted. It may have been Man of Action noted. I don't know.
They were like, make it Animo.
Make it back, relate it back to classic somehow. I don't know exactly the full story.
Yeah.
But Devoid was not supposed to initially be Animo.
Oh, okay.
How do you feel about that?
I was gonna ask you that question. I think I kind of like it, kind of don't. I kind of like it that it was supposed to be its own thing.
Yeah.
Because it's cool. But like you said, if it's not something you can relate back to, it's just another villain of the day kind of thing. So it's hard to take this one as seriously because you're like, in this you're like, oh my god, it's Dr. Animo, but he's super juiced now. What's going on? You know, it puts the stakes, it puts you interested in the show. If it's just another random one-off, I'd be like, why do we care about this? We've got the DNA aliens coming. This guy's not as important kind of thing. But it would have been cool to have our own fresh new villain that could have potentially done more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's why it could have been an easily spun off show. You know what I mean? If it was its own original villain, you could have easily made it its own self-contained show.
We talk about that a lot too. Like when the plumber's helpers get sent to the Null Void, we said that they should be their own show.
Yeah.
And I like that they have different creatures besides just Helen and Manny and Pierce. Which we get Pierce. He's not dead, by the way. This is an episode of Everyone's Alive.
Yeah.
Max is alive. Pierce is alive.
If you're not one of the main characters, you can just breathe fire. They all just breathe fire.
Or like the Guardians breathe like lasers out. They shoot out lasers out of the house.
Somehow.
But this is heavily influenced by the episode Truth, is what it's called, with Phil.
Yeah.
In the second season of Classic. We get the Wigzillion Orc Beast.
Yeah.
That's the big green guy who can breathe fire, like you were saying.
We get the small little chupacabra guy, but he's big now.
Havoc Beast.
Havoc Beast.
Which I think I said that in the episode.
Yeah.
I do like that he's bigger. He's kind of like, his eyes are kind of like smoking or something. Like he's got like the laser eye abilities too. Or something. Also a blue Vulpelmancer.
Or it's like a exhaust vent. Like if he doesn't expel it by fire, he has to expel it through his eyes.
It's kind of cool. It's a good idea. I also see the blue Vulpelmancers, which I don't know. I think, again, there's no real clarification, but I think they're just like a certain breed of Vulpelmancers.
Yeah.
Where Ben has the orange one, they were the blue ones. Ben could have gotten his Wild Mutt transformation unlocked back. And
yeah, if he wanted to.
Also, I guess those other two are sentient. I didn't think they were sentient enough for Ben to turn into them. But if they're helping Max and they're on the side of the plumber's helpers, I'm assuming they're all sentient.
Yeah, they can all talk.
Stuff,
yeah, for sure.
Breathe fire. I mean, I would want a fire-breathing, spider-legged, green orc beast.
Maybe, but why turn to him when you have swamp fire?
That's not. It doesn't matter if you have something cool. You can also have your cake, Steven, and then have another cake.
I'm telling you right now, if I had that guy, he would never see the light of day. So it does matter, especially when it's a kid's TV show. There's no point in getting something you're never going to use it.
Ben Wolf, Ben Mummy, Ben Victor.
But they're useful. There's not a counterpart to them.
Ben Victor has counterparts.
No,
all the electric aliens are better than Ben Victor.
Yeah, in Omniverse. Or by the time we get to UAF, we didn't have any electric ones before then.
How about Buzzshock? He's in Classic.
He's stupid.
No, he's way better than everybody else.
Yeah, but he doesn't look cool.
There it is. We found Steven's weak spot there.
No, because I get the Orc Beast looks sick.
Yeah.
But if he's just a four-legged fire breather, I'm just going to go Swamp Fire.
He probably has some other abilities. You never know. The point is, I would still just get what I could collection, DNA collection wise.
No, I'm different. Because that's the thing. I guess you could relate it back to like Pokemon. I was never interested in getting all of them. I only got the ones that look cool.
They specifically told you to catch them all.
Yeah, I specifically said, F you.
I don't want a licky tongue. I'm not catching licky tongue.
I'm never catching Licky Tongue, dog. First of all.
Freaky ass Pokemon.
Yeah, but it's boring. You know what I mean? I'm never getting a Wigglytuff. I'm never getting a Chansey. Okay. Aldino, miss me with that shit.
Chansey's kind of a beast though. It's got like super high health. Like
That's
it's a
all
tank.
it's got. That's all it's got.
That's all it needs. It's a healer kind of Pokemon.
Never getting a Tauros.
Yeah, Taurus is kind of boring.
It's just a bull. You know, that's my thing. If it's a boring, I don't care.
Yeah.
Buzzshock, lame.
I don't think Buzzshock's. I think Buzzshock A looks cool. B has like immense power.
It just looks like a battery with arms.
But he can clone. He can do the scream. He can
He's
do the
got cool
electric
powers. He doesn't look cool enough for me to use him.
That's fair. That's fair. I understand how your brain's working, and I understand.
Yeah.
I do like that Max comes back. I think that's.
I don't like that you're de-escalating these arguments all of a sudden.
You're trying to escalate them more. I don't
know.
care. I've moved on.
I know, and that pisses me off. Don't be the bigger man here. Get in an argument with me, damn it.
Listen, do we like Max in the brown wrench outfit?
No, we don't.
Do we like him coming back at all? I
No.
like that he comes back. I think it's a good return to form.
I'm just
for
trying to
Max.
be contrarian now. Trying to get a rise out of you. No, I love Grandpa Max. I'll always love Grandpa Max.
He was eating some kind of gumbo.
The centipede gumbo.
Yum.
I love it. Ben's like, I let him win. I need to see whoever this guy was.
It's nice to see Hanny and Melon come back.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I didn't know they were people.
Yeah, we got a comment on the last Plumber's Helpers video, and I basically said I think it's interesting that Manny is like the hothead,
Yeah.
and Helen is the speedster. She like normally speedsters are more
Get in there without thinking kind
right,
of thing.
yes, more impulsive almost, and so like
It's almost like there's a speedster named
Impulse. Oh my god,
Wow.
you're blowing this wide open for me.
Yeah.
But there is
I'll blow some wide open for you.
you're gonna blow open a refrigerator and give me a nice cool beverage. They're more color coded, so like Manny's red, so he's angry.
Yeah.
But Helen's blue
Blue,
because
so
she's calm.
Yeah, she's cool, collected.
Sort of like Inside Out.
Yes.
Yeah. You like Inside Out?
I like it. I never watched the second one. I heard it's good.
I heard it's good too.
No, I really like the first one. I enjoyed it. I always like a good Helen and Manny episode. Pierce is super cool. I like his power set. I like his abilities and stuff. He reminds me of Robin from Teen Titans. Kind of
Yeah,
thing.
I can see that for sure.
Get that kind of vibe from him. Good leader. Kind of. He was the leader in the last one when we saw clips. This one, he seems a little more confrontational.
Yeah.
A little more angry, ready to fight somebody.
Hot-headed,
Yeah. So I don't know if that's a character change or maybe the stress of being in the Null Void for as long as he has. Maybe he's just kind of there to prove. He wants to prove himself to the wrench.
Yeah.
AKA Grandpa Max.
I guess Grandpa's taking on a leader role, so maybe that makes him a little less like burdened by leadership.
Yeah. So he can kind of cut loose, be more of a kid. Because, he is kind of Manny and Helen's age.
Well, he's apparently Helen's biological brother because his name is Wheels as well. It's Pierce Wheels.
Yeah.
Hell on Wheels is a pun. Helen Wheels. But Pierce Wheels does not make any sense. I guess like pierced wheels, like stabbed wheels.
Yeah. Mom got around.
There's a theory, I guess, going around Ben 10 that like if you turn into a human, it doesn't really make sense with Omniverse in full context, but humans have the like how every alien has a power essentially. Humans' powers are that they can have sex with it, they can reproduce with any alien.
That's crazy.
They can create a.
I love that. Humans, the sluts of the universe.
I mean, you know what?
The ditto of the universe.
Or just sex goo.
Yeah.
Just come to our planet. And
Yeah.
That's what they do in Invincible. I like that Pierce gives Ben a little like bow staff that comes out of his elbow.
I don't like the idea because when it gave it to him, I even said like, is that skin?
It's like coated
Like,
with
is
skin
the
on
bone
it.
skin? Is it skin or is it bone? Either way, I don't want to touch it. Imagine you're holding something that feels like your arm.
It's got little
as a
hairs on it
weapon.
and stuff.
Yeah, dude, gross.
It's got pimples that come off on it.
No thanks.
Ugh.
You know?
You thought some of these designs were a little boring. I kind of thought they were simple, but they are very stripped back. Like we see the surf guy. He had the kind of sunken in hollow eyes. He was green.
Yeah, he was literally just a green guy with 4 arms.
And then we have the rice farmers.
Yeah.
They kind of look just like alien grays with.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They kind of remind me of, and I hope I'm not going to get flamed for this. They remind me of the guys in Star Wars, the Trade Federation guys that are just like horrible Asian stereotypes.
Oh yeah, you're right. And it's just like when that was the classic ones, right?
Uh-huh,
yeah.
The episode 1, 2, 3.
They need to put some messages on those. These don't reflect on current times.
George Lucas is like, yeah, they're funny little alien memes,
Yeah.
people.
You
George,
should see some of the character presets you can choose in Dark Souls 1.
what about the aura farming of Ben
Oh,
Tennyson?
100%, dude.
He just like falls backwards like he's the savior. He puts his arms out in the cross. You know what I mean?
Even when he just says, yeah, I let him win.
Yeah, right.
You know, didn't even, I let him win.
How many other people are you letting win, Ben?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He's just so matter of fact about it, you know what I mean? He's not defensive or anything. He just, it's like, it's a fact. No, I let him win.
It is smart though. I mean, it's a smart play because it worked. You know, they said that you see Manny has a gun on him, so it's like even if he did win, I would have killed him. Like,
Yeah, okay, Manny.
sure you would have.
You lost an arm, buddy. The void.
Also, you've seen Swampfire. Like, you know what Ben can do.
Yeah.
He's gonna kick your butt. Anyway, but so I wouldn't have thought of that. That's not something
Yeah.
I would have come up with. I would have just beaten him and been like, "Take me to the wrench. Where's the
Yeah.
wrench?
He's also,
I'm in charge."
he uses brainstorm a lot more than I would think.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, you see a superpowered guy who's nigh on invincible. Why not, you know, you went Chromostone, you went Humongosaur, go Swampfire, go Big Chill, heavier hitters.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Why are you going Brainstorm?
I guess the rationale was that he knows Dr. Animo's smart, so he's trying to like outsmart him as Brainstorm, but all he does is zap him.
Yeah.
So maybe if we saw some more of Brainstorm's like ingenuity and stuff like that, maybe that would have been better.
Yeah.
Or he could have even formulated a plan as Brainstorm. I never understand why he doesn't just do that, like turn into Brainstorm, get a plan together, and then turn into Swampfire and execute the plan.
Yeah.
Like that makes a lot more sense to me. Use your, and he's using aliens in combination, but he's not using them like as efficiently as he could, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. He
Which-
never is.
No, yeah, and especially like in Omniverse and stuff, you can turn into gray matter, get a plan, then turn into whoever. Just do that. Just do
Yeah.
that more. I mean, when you can switch like that, like hot switch, it doesn't really like you're unlimited. You can do, and I know like sometimes they say you're wearing out the watch in the.
But one transformation's fine.
Yeah, I mean, you could do 1 to 2, like
Yeah.
1, get your plan together, and then come back to your first one.
Yeah, it's not hard.
it's not a.
Don't overthink it, Ben.
Yeah,
No, when he turns into Big Chill after like just heroically diving off the edge, it's like, buddy, you could have, like we were talking about, I was like, just turn into Big Chill. You know what I mean? We know you. You're not dead.
yeah.
Chill out.
Oh.
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 Wow, I'm just good.
You just loaded in there.
I'll be here all day. I don't like Gwen in this episode. She can just
Make portals to the null
make
void.
portals to the null void, communicate with people through
Yeah.
telepathy. Don't like any of that. We never see it again.
Yeah, that would have been helpful later on, I guess.
It'll be
when-
helpful in literally every episode.
Whenever like there's a big villain, how about we just, instead of doing what we're gonna do, which is Kevin absorbs some metal, Ben's gonna turn to a Humongosaur, and then Gwen's gonna put up a shield. How about instead of that, we just do our little Doctor Strange magic, open up the null void below them, drop them in there.
Easy.
There's an episode in season 3, I believe, when they're fighting Serpent without Ben's help. It might be an Ultimate Alien, but I think it's in season 3.
I love Serpent.
He's got just like snake
Yeah,
arms on
yeah,
him.
yeah.
They're fighting him. They're struggling hard. Like they're really having a tough time. They have to call Ben to come help fight the Snake Man.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And then he gets there and he kind of just takes care of it like really quickly with forearms.
Mm-hmm.
So how about instead of, you know, we do what we're doing and like putting up this whole charade with Serpent, how about we just do a little null void portal and he slips in there and then we're done.
How about you use your discs that we've seen you cut through concrete?
Yeah.
Cut his head off.
Because
that
life
for me,
is
Gwen?
precious, Steven. We're watching Invincible and that's a big that's a big theme in Invincible.
Yeah, yeah. But no, there's just so many things that Gwen does once that I'm like, hello?
Where's that at?
Where's that at?
Yeah. Maybe it
Where
like
you been
took a
hiding
lot
that
of
one?
resource or something, took a lot of effort and stuff to
It
do
didn't.
it. She looks strained at the very end of it, but like how
But the
strained
more
does
you
she have to
practice
be?
it, you know what I mean? The less strange you're going to get,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, no, you're right.
Practice makes perfect.
And I think like we see her teleport as well. Like she gets to where she can teleport people.
Mm-hmm.
And that's like one of those things where why isn't she always teleporting people? Why isn't she always teleporting herself?
Exactly.
Why is she ever walking anywhere again? I don't know. Maybe that's just me being lazy.
Yeah. No, it's her being lazy.
But like using the powers and losing first time is not lazy. It's taking more effort to lose.
Mm-hmm. And
than
not
it is to
using
just,
yeah.
Right.
Yeah, no, I get you. I'm with it.
Anyway, I do like all the kind of classic designs returning. I would have liked to see some more diversity within the aliens in the Null Void. We basically just see everything from classic. Like we don't see anything specifically new. I guess we get the farmers in the surf, but they don't have the craziest designs in the first place. Those just feel like guys, you know?
It's also good. I like the amount of classic stuff we get, but like I said, the show moves so fast in this episode that it doesn't feel like just nostalgia bait.
No,
You know what I
yeah,
mean?
for sure.
It
Yeah.
weaves itself into the story so well.
Yep.
You know what I mean? It's high stakes, high adrenaline and stuff, but you're also seeing these little bits of classic Ben 10 that everyone likes, everyone loves kind of thing, brings you back to it. So you get nostalgia high octane, good story, all at the same time. It's a really good episode.
It is a good episode. I think it's my favorite of season 2 so far.
Besides the Rhiney episode, I would say this is a really good, strong.
Forgot about
episode.
the Rhiney episode. Yeah, that's got to be the number one.
But
so
other
far.
than that, it's a great episode.
Pretty good episode. I do kind of wish we got more Max. I know we get him a good bit, but I wish we got to see him do more because he is Grandpa Max and he's got such a legend about him now that I wish he had more to do rather than just like
Having a bow staff.
a little bit of bow staff fighting with Devoid and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you glad Animo comes back after this as like a regular recurring kind of guy?
Yeah, I mean, Animo's always been a mixed bag with me. I love the consistency of seeing Animo in pretty much every rendition of Ben 10, but at the same time, I'm like, this guy's back for the 18th time. You know what I mean? It's a mixed bag for me. Is really the best I can say about Animo. I don't dislike this version of him though.
Devoid.
Yeah, I've seen some pushback on Devoid online. I don't understand it. Maybe it's just something, the show's this old, you got to find something,
I think he's got a boring design. That maybe is a big criticism of him. He doesn't look necessarily crazy, but he doesn't have to. He's Dr. Animo.
I'm a big power creep kind of guy.
Yeah.
I think his design's peak.
His design? Mm-hmm. Not even this like power set?
Just his design is sick.
Oh. Well, he doesn't. I mean,
he looks like one of the villains from like Justice League. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess I could see
Tall, slender, but with the wide, broad shoulders and stuff.
I don't think you need to overcomplicate it either. I think he's just Dr. Animo.
Yeah, he's very simple.
But granted, he's like buff. Like he's pretty hot.
Yeah, I'm with that.
Got the yellow eyeballs.
Yeah, like I'd smash. He wouldn't even have to control me.
That's foul. I bet he smells horrible. He probably hasn't taken a shower in years. Oh, we can speculate that a little bit. How did Animo get into the void? Was it just as simple as Ben and Max just throwing him in there?
Max. Maybe, but they would have said that, I feel like, if that was the case.
They might have said, like, oh, yeah, we threw him in the null void.
Yeah, but they didn't say that.
Good question.
I am more concerned about the fact that the Galvins essentially made a self-governing prison that they never go back and check up on. Seems very irresponsible.
Yeah, what's up with that, dude?
So we're going to throw you in there. Because they even said, other parts of the galaxy started using it as their dumping ground, too.
Plumbers and such.
But the Galvins used it as like a rehabilitation, genuinely.
Did they?
Well, they said like we rehabilitated. It was a new life, a new beginning, kind of thing.
Penal colony.
Okay, once they started doing that, let them back out in the real world. Obviously, they've been rehabilitated. No, you just put them in there and forgot about them. You know what I mean? It's kind of messed up.
I mean, how many generations of people are just stuck in that?
That's the thing.
Horrible place.
Exactly. Like my grandfather was, he was a murderer, but I'm just a guy who farms. Can I go see the real world? Or no, I'm just stuck here.
I'm just not thinking about it, but that kind of puts that scene Classic into better perspective, where Grey Matter's using his little techniques on the Null Guardian and to like control it and stuff.
Because they made them.
They created them. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah. So Galvins are a little uppity, as always.
Yeah,
It's nice to know it's not just an Azimuth trait; it's a Galvin as a whole trait.
I bet Azimuth was involved.
Yeah,
Azimuth had to have been involved, right?
Yeah, but it's very irresponsible, especially when you have the ability. They're going to have next generations.
Yep.
That's the bad part.
Yep.
When you start getting born into a prison realm, and now you're stuck there too.
Yeah, you have to literally farm potatoes and rice and stuff.
That's your life.
That's
forever.
your life now. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
how do you feel about like the idea of a penal colony in the first place, like what Australia was?
pretty cool.
I just feel like it's dumb because it's like people already live there and we're going to send our criminals there.
Yeah, the Aboriginals are like, hello?
I guess we're just chop liver.
Yeah.
All these like
this is our land. It's like, well, this part will be for the prisoners. Just don't mess with them.
Anyway, but they created it, so that's a little bit different that they created the null void.
Yeah.
It's just weird to me that they created a whole dimension.
Yeah.
Like they're very smart if that's the case.
And then like some parts are ungoverned like this, but then you have actual prisons.
Yeah. In
the null void. I'm assuming those are more Plumber ran, not Galvin. Because the Galvins were very hands off with it. They're like, no, just go in here and don't make a scene. Or if you make a scene, you're in the null void. Do whatever you want. Blow up rocks all day if you want. Yeah.
Because we see Kevin in flashbacks like be in an actual prison in the null void, which I like that idea better. Just send him to an alternate dimension prison, rather than have a whole dimension just that people can live in and stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, so this has been the episode Voided of Season 2 of Ben 10 Alien Force. How'd you guys think about it? Have you watched it before? If you haven't, go watch it. If you have, don't forget to leave your comments down below to have a chance to be highlighted next week on next week's episode, which is...
Inside Man. I did it. I learned the name of the next episode we're watching.
And now that he did it, he's going to do it every time because I'm not going to let him... It's the expectations. Just for this. I love it. I live for this. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. We are the Binge Warmers. Stay tuned. Every Monday we will have another Ben 10 review coming out. I go live on Mondays and Wednesdays. We're doing Liza P right now. So stay tuned for that as well.
Also, we got some fun stuff on the channel. Weekend videos. Invincible's coming out. We're doing those week to week as well. Just hanging there with us. We'll see you at some point.
Bye.